The field approaching the VP acceleration zone, and there to wave the Star-Spangled Banner is Rutledge Wood, and we are racing for the 5th time at the Indianapolis 8-hour. The roaring field down into turn number 1, and a big move early on from the Adelson car to get up into the 3rd spot. The Polson are able to control the lead so far, Kyle. Clean and green through the first couple of corners.
Yeah, so far so good. Here comes the 4. Lucas Stolz up the inside there of the 130. They're neck and neck, door to door as they make their way to the chicane for the first time.
Oh, they're still side by side, but wisely they get it sorted out before they get to that chicane. That number 4 car, the Lone Star car, that qualified second. They've been shuffled back here in the early going. Lucas Stolz on the back foot. Look at the Random Vandals car on the charge, making it 3 wide down Holman Boulevard, 2 into 1. 2 positions gained for the BMW.
Kenton Cook on the move, attacking hard early here as they make their way through turn number 7 and into 8, 9, and 10 on the opening lap. Everybody single file now, Ryan.
Kenton Cook had a brilliant drive in Pirelli GT4 America this morning to take the championship lead with 1 round to go, and he's picked up right where he's left off. Brilliant start for the American to bring the Random Vandals car up into 4th. Further back in the pack, a spin. That is Adrian De Silva, the veteran from Malaysia who's gone around. Car looks to be in fairly good shape, but he's going to drop well down the order. And Kyle, these are the kinds of things where if you don't get those full course yellows like we saw last year, only the 1, you lose a bunch of track position like this, you lose a bunch of time like this, it's awfully hard to claw it back.
Let's not forget here, this little battle, this is for a class position for Bill Oberlin. Brun Choksi, they have an outside chance at the championship, but the only way they can do it is to win and hope the others have problems here, and Eng moves that car to the class lead.
Change for the overall lead here.
Yeah.
Niederhauser lost the spot to Sheldon Vanderlinde. Possibly traffic had a part to play. Looked like they caught, I believe that would be Custodio Toledo. Yes.
Not sure he's ever had 2 teammates who are old enough to be his dad.
Here we go again. This is for the overall lead. Washington, the lapped car, in the mix, and this time the lap traffic opens up the chance for Niederhauser to make the pass, and he takes the Herbert Motorsport car back to the points. This from the master of all things curb, Kyle Heyer. This is for position, and these are the championship contenders in North American Pro. Alec Udell has been working on this move for the last 10 or 15 minutes, and he's able to make it work around the outside of Adam Adelson. These are the 2 silver drivers in these respective lineups going head-to-head here, and right now, halfway through this stint, the Corvette looks a lot happier than the Porsche does from on board with Adam.
Calvin, you were talking about tires in pre-qualifying the other day, about how, whoops, trouble for the number 8, Elias Sabos in the gravel. That looks like turn 4, Calvin.
Yeah, who dives to pit lane here? Expect to see a full course yellow for this one. Safety car's out immediately, so that stops any of the early divers.
Double yellow at start finish above the yard of bricks. This is a tough break for this squad. I think they had high hopes, especially with Nick Yellowly as part of the driving lineup, but this is likely going to cost them a lap. Now they've already lost 1 by the looks of things.
Ooh, we got a nudge there from Kenny. Bit of a late move there by Kenny.
Basically 1 hour elapsed. We're ready to go back to green once again. Coming up onto the front straightaway, it's still Patrick Niederhauser who owes a pit stop that leads the race, but it's 3 wide further back. BMW, Mercedes, and Porsche with another BMW waiting in the wings. Somehow they sorted out on the run into turn number 1, or 2 they went 3 wide again, and still the Lone Star car, which is scrambling to get back on the lead lap, is embroiled in this battle. In the meantime, problems for Samantha Tan. That
this
car
is huge for the
stick.
championship.
Yes.
Let's not forget, if the 29 car should win, and this car is outside of the top 5, and there's 8 cars that are eligible for points here this weekend in the Fanatec GT World Challenge America Championship, they have to finish in the top 5 to basically seal the deal. If they're outside of the top 5, they go down a lap here with a technical issue. Maybe she's just doing a Control-Alt-Delete. I wouldn't be doing that. She's back underway.
Wow.
Saw the Lumarank shut off too, so that thing was completely shut down, and it doesn't look like it's got drive now either.
Oh, a devastating blow.
Right in the center of the racetrack as well, entering turn 12, Ryan.
33-point lead coming in, but 50 points on offer with this being double points, as it's only a single race weekend relative to the normal double race weekend format. Ugh. wins, but this continues to be an important duel here with Rothberg and Sepinen got to the inside of Justin Rothberg in that final sequence of corners up onto the front straightaway. And now drag race time between BMW InPower and Mercedes AMG.
The BMW typically is a little bit quicker, but Sepinen has that inside line. See Rothberg go at the brake pedal. You see that Mercedes suddenly send it down the inside, just kind of kept him out there. So a really nice clean move there. Justin kept the hammer down, tried to fight it out down into that brake zone, but wisely settles back in here.
Patrick Liddy, American driver, making his championship debut, and just behind, Bastian Buus, the young Dane, in this Porsche. This is a battle for class position, 6th and 7th in Pro-Am.
Good scrap between these two at the moment. Buus closing in, has a dive up in turn 13 to the inside there, Calvin.
Yeah, I think Liddy saw him and wisely didn't just give it to him, it just made enough room so they could coexist, then get on with the program. So really smart heads-up driving by Patrick Liddy there.
In the course of an 8-hour race, the battles come and go. There's hot moments and cool moments as far as when things get hot. And if you can just pounce on an opportunity like that, Bastian Buus is on a mission. And the body language of the 61 of this 61 car is not a lot of patience right now.
No, we've talked about how single-make Porsche racing has produced a lot of stars over the years. Bastian Buus could be the next one. Reigning Porsche Super Cup champion going back to last season. He's a former GT4 European Series champion as well. And right now, the straight line speed of that Porsche relative to the Corvette looks awfully ominous if you're Patrick Liddy right now. Here comes Buus to the inside. Liddy stays out wide, and Bastian Buus goes through to take the 6th spot away. Had a big impact.
This is Liddy.
Yeah.
That's through turn 13. Not sure if he got contact there right front. Looks to have some damage. I'm not sure if he went to the inside of a car through the apex of that corner and just went straight on with no steering. Just got barged into there a little bit, and I'm not sure if the contact was right. I thought that the front wheels were not in full alignment there, so I'm not sure with that little hit. Just if you got the car turning left, suddenly that wheel is outside of the fender. You take a bump like that, can easily break a tie rod, a track arm through that situation.
Fun little battle here. This is for the final step of the podium in North America Pro. Bill Oberlin has it. Trent Hinman is trying to take it away. Bill, the BMW legend, and Trent Hinman has raced a little bit of everything over the last few years. Aboard this car for RS1, gets to the inside of Oberlin, who doesn't put up too much of a fight at apex, and Hinman neat and tidy there on corner exit, able to power through and take the position.
Here we go. Got that inside line. He's not going to have the braking ability. Does he send it? Gets way over there. He's going to try and squeeze Grenier out. Nice job there.
Bill Oberlin wanted no part of that. This is not his fight, so he gave plenty of room for the top two to come through. An extra bonus, his BMW stablemate, Dan Harper, completes the pass. He's been working on that for the better part of his stint, and finally prevails in a duel with the Canadian Michael Grenier for the 2nd spot.
He's going to be within shouting distance, has a little feint, looks down to the inside, not close enough. Oh, drama here for Connor Daly.
This is the 4th place car overall. It appears to be off the pace. Oh, and it's right there as these two continue their fight coming through. Daly in a vulnerable position.
Sheldon Vanderlinde there in the backdrop. He does not want to see a yellow.
And start finish, safety car deployed for Connor Daly, whose car has ground to a halt. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to Connor Daly. Everything looks copacetic, and then all of a sudden, no power.
Yeah, just no one's home when he goes back to the power there.
Green flag waves once again. And Charles Weerts leading the way. Number 31 leads number 33, both from the WRT stable. Then Jules Bounon, 3rd car in line. Then we've got some lap cars. Woo! Look at this. This is a battle for the lead in North America Pro. Oh, the Corvette, though, read the traffic beautifully and was able to fend off the challenge.
That was superb there by Tommy Milner, using that 75 car, I think it was, with the pick as he runs off the road there, exiting turn 2.
Yeah, it's Jaden Ojeda. Welcome to North America here, Jaden. He'll be racing in the Bathurst 1000 next weekend, so he knows how to get the elbows out, but got used up a little bit there on the restart.
Yeah, we talk about the speed of Lauren Heinrich, but let's not discount Elliott Skier. He's been sensational this year. Looks to the inside, takes it down there.
Up and over the curve, they give each other enough room. Milner and Skier still side by side, and the Corvette lives to fight another day. DXDT stays in front, but Skier's not done yet. Puts the power down, coming up onto the front straightaway.
Classy stuff there by Tommy Milner, but I feel he's vulnerable right now. He's got to go proactive and defensive early if he's going to try and keep that Porsche behind. He does exactly that.
He does. Forces Skier to go the long way around. Neil Verhagen watching in the background as the cars in front of him collide. They hit each other at 50K on pit lane. Now they've hit each other at 150 miles per hour down at the end of the front straightaway.
Well, Skier definitely squeezed him, didn't he? He kind of went for it, dove over towards the curve with Tommy still having that track position. He has got his elbows out here. Elliott Skier, who wants that lead right now, even though there's almost 4 hours left in this motor race and the championship season.
We're still just past the halfway mark, but we're racing like it's the final hour. Again, Skier shows the nose. Again, he takes a lunge to the inside, and this time he gets the job done. Wright Motorsports to the front of the field. That's next to nothing. Problems for Flying Lizard Motorsports. Another car slowing it off the pace. This car was delayed, brought out the first full course yellow when it got stuck in the gravel trap, and Andy Lee has brought that car to a stop. You see the lights turn off, so they're recycling the electronics. It's been a strange day with some very odd failures, or at least apparent failures. The safety car is out. I wonder if that's for the Andy Lee car. I suspect it is. Third full course yellow safety car of the race. Where are we relative to potential pit stops? Can you make this work from here?
I'm not sure. You're halfway, but if you do any refueling, you got to do that full 112-second stop.
Green flag back out as we restart here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Elliott Skier leads overall, but owes a pit stop relative to the rest of the front runners prior to this yellow that we're just restarting from now. And he's got his mirrors full with the number 75, Jaden Ojeda, who is a lap down, but would love to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, he's going to push really hard here to try and establish that, so he's going to be forceful here aboard that Express 75 car. But side by side there through turn 4, tricky brake zone. Tires not totally into their window just yet.
Cedric Spirazzulli looking pretty racy in the Ferrari, forced to take the shortcut. Was one of the Porsches further back in the pack. Look at this. This is the much delayed Random Vandals BMW. Connor DeFilippi coming through to make the pass on Ojeda. Now he sits behind the leader of the race, poised perhaps to get at least one of the many laps they've dropped back. Still traffic to deal with here for Charles Verts. He's losing time relative to Skier.
Ooh, Gunon, big slide. Nice catch. I thought he was going to be in the gravel trap there, and he loses that position with the gusto.
Lost a spot, but it could have been a whole lot more. Let's look back at this, Calvin.
It's a tricky brake zone, and he just really took it in there and just got a little bit wide, probably in the dust. Didn't have the grip there on that left rear tire as he turned it in.
This is ST Racing. These are the championship leaders in the Pro-Am class coming into the weekend in North America. They've already spent a significant amount of time in the garage, and the car is slowing on the track again. Neil Verhagen currently driving. That car is so slow. So too is the 888. This car also has had some mechanical gremlins in the race today. What is going on? Now the safety car is out. All right, bear with us. I think we're going to need to let everything cycle through to have a full read on how this is going to affect not just this race, but all of the various championships that need to be determined.
This is big for the 63, though.
Uh-huh.
You know, we talked about them resetting their stint length. Now they've got the yellow, so all of that ground that they lost, that 50-odd seconds, they're going to close back up.
The 120 did get out of the pit lane just before the leaders got there.
So the safety car, by the leaders slowing down because the safety car being released, that absolutely saved the 120.
Correct.
Because if the leaders had stayed at speed, they would have gone down a lap.
All eyes in the front of the field as the green flag waves once again. Happy hour at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The shadows growing long. Alec Udell has the lead and with it the championship advantage in this season-long duel with Wright Motorsports, but their championship rivals are just behind. Battle further back. That's interesting. The WRT BMW just lost a spot overall to RS1. Really nice move there from Kai Van Berlo to get the jump on Max Hesse.
Skier, big run here into turn 12. Udell defends a little bit, compromises his line. Skier sends it down the inside. Is there going to be contact?
The two give each other just enough room to coexist, and Udell, by the skin of his teeth, hangs on to the top spot. Still have to remind yourself, nearly 3 hours left. It feels like we've been at this for a while, and the urgency is starting to ramp up. Gunan trying to defend, but this time, I don't know that there's any recourse.
Superb. That was just brilliantly done by Sheldon van der Linde. Established himself on the racing line, recognized he'd have more grip, the car's handling better. He had the rubber on his line and just stuck it down the inside and gave that inside lane to Gunan, but nothing he could do with it.
That is Sheldon van der Linde, BMW, and Team WRT to the lead in the Intercontinental GT Challenge Pro Class, now third on the road, with only a couple of American Pro Class cars to contend with for the overall honors.
And the 33 of Max Hesse, we've documented that after that driver swap, they've been a little bit down the order compared to where they were earlier. And here's a look at it. The rear of the car. You see him drop the tires in the dirt there, and then take a look underneath the rear bumper of this car, that diffuser, and it is looking a little secondhand there, Calvin.
Yeah, as we said, there's 3 curves out here that you really can't afford to climb too much. We're seeing the BMW. You brought up earlier in the day about how much abuse can you give that, and certainly there's a weak spot there, and we see van der Linde has finally made that move around Skier.
Yep, so van der Linde has made the pass, and Elliott Skier drops to second place.
We see the 99 car. We saw Ken and Cook getting suited and booted, ready to go, and further issues for this car that's had a few technical issues so far here today with fuel pump issues again, we believe. Yeah, is this going to be another full course yellow?
Ooh, good question. And the green flag is back out in Indianapolis with 1 hour and 52 minutes to go.
It is go fast time now. If you want these titles, if you want to kiss the bricks, you got to start to make some moves.
Agostini got his elbows out. He put a car between himself and the Turner car. That's crucial. Remember, that Turner car trying to get the championship to pry it away from ST Racing, but needs to make that pass for the win in order to make it happen.
That's their only way now. They have to win this race in class. Some of the cars in the Pro-Am division we've discussed today are not eligible for points, showing up for the final round of the championship season. So Foley on the attack here immediately.
75, that was Auer. He was second in, is now second in class, but he's going to drop down the order. We noticed that they were slow on the front straightaway last time when they lost the lead, Ryan, but it's slipping away from the Sun Energy 1 car.
Oh, problems for Agostini. This would put that 91 on the podium if he can't get going again. But the AF Corsa car has stopped in Oval 1.
Yeah, this was the third place car, as you pointed out, in the Pro-Am fight. And he drove over there. I don't see any tire marks, so it looks like he knew something was wrong and escaped, Calvin, but he has stopped over there at turn 14.
That could be significant because
Correct.
The 38 car is looking for a couple of positions here in this race. They battle their way back into the top 5, so this could be huge.
If that car doesn't get going again. Safety car is out, presumably for the stranded number 88. That lead that was nearly 16 seconds that Lauren Heinrich had built over Dries Vanthoor has now shrunk, and we are going to be awfully close to the pit window effectively being open. Green flag waves. hour and 8 minutes to go. Time running out in the 5th running of the Indianapolis 8-hour, and it's Laurin Heinrich who still leads this race, but he's in the middle of the pack. The way the restart rules work, it is the first class leader that will take the green. In this case, because they stayed out, Patrick Niederhauser was the first class leader and currently is the leader in Pro-Am.
Laurin Heinrich to the pole. Let's look at some action here, side by side through turn 4.
Bastian Boos and Philip Ellis.
Speaking of lighting the afterburners, that was the rocket launch there for a second. Airtime.
Bastian Airbus.
Abusing the Mercedes.
61 again. Bastian Boos running wide. He actually scraped the wall coming back onto the front straightaway there. Drop the left side. Pirelli's in the dirt and all the way out to the concrete here.
12.5 minutes to go. Let's check the gap across the yard of bricks. We wait for Vanthor. Back over 5. Whoa. I don't think that's right.
No, it's 4.8 at the line. It was a 124.7 for Heinrich, a 124.5 for Dries Vanthor. So that was a little slower lap than Heinrich has been running. We noted the bigger lift into 7, been carefully managed.
Heinrich has backed the pace off a little more. He just ran a 24.9. We're seeing him in fuel-safe mode about a half a second faster than that at times earlier in this stint. Vanthor, though, is at a 24.6. He now is well within, I say well within, we're still talking tenths of a second, but in the context of this battle, it feels like he's well within that 5-second margin he needs to be within in order to win this race overall on adjusted time.
Yeah, I just have to feel that Wright Motorsports aren't seeing the numbers they're liking, and they're just telling him you can't go. He actually seems to be backing it off even further, just slightly.
Heinrich appears to be on the go button, back onto the front straightaway with 5.5 minutes to go. Let's check the lap time this time for the ace, and sure enough, a 124.3. That builds the margin back to 4.4 seconds. Not enough yet.
If anybody slips, it could change the math here. They've got to be perfect on this final lap. Vanthor does at least. Heinrich has got to do everything in his power. He looked like Superman earlier in this race, but now it might not be quite enough, Ryan.
Laurin Heinrich, the gap is 4.6 seconds now after sector 1. He needs to find another 4/10 over Dries Vanthor, and he only has 2/3 of a lap to do it. That's for the overall win. Regardless of that outcome, though, Wright Motorsports began this season back at Sonoma Raceway with a pair of wins. Elliott Skier and Adam Adelson made the jump to the pro ranks for 2024. They started off with those 2 wins. They have not won since. They could break that duck here today. It was a strong middle sector for Laurin Heinrich, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough for the overall win. Nevertheless, the hired gun, the Porsche factory ace, climbs aboard the number 120, comes through the final corner, and we'll see the checkered flag first. Laurin Heinrich, Adam Adelson, and Elliott Skier cross the line first. Skier and Adelson are the 2024 Pro Class champions. Vanthor across the line. The gap is 4.7, and on adjusted time, WRT wins overall in the Indianapolis 8-hour presented by AWS. Provisional race results for the 5th running of the Indianapolis 8-hour presented by AWS. Team WRT, not just BMW, but the team also back-to-back. Remarkably, their win here last year was their first ever win on American soil, and they back it up 1 year later with another win ahead of this team. Wright Motorsports, champions in Fanatec GT World Challenge America Pro, Elliott Skier and Adam Adelson. They brought in Laurin Heinrich as the hired gun. They knew he would deliver when the time came, and he certainly did. Very nearly delivered them the overall win. Bit of a quiet day for Mercedes in a lot of cases. Certainly this Group of M team that finished 3rd overall gave it a good run, but it just didn't look like they had the answer for the Porsche or the BMW today.